Hello everyone, and welcome back to Tales of Vesperia with Chaos Counseling. Let me think. Last time, we discovered that the, Flynn was had entered the Nordopolica Coliseum and became its champion. We're not 100% sure why. We got inklings that possibly the Knights were thinking of arresting Bellius, and we don't know why. We found out that, shoot, I forget his name, but the head of the Runes Gate Guild was actually Jaeger, the head of the Leviathan's Claw, and this little town is being occupied by the Knights and basically being forced to shut up, for lack of a better word, and not talk to outsiders. And yeah, we're about to go into the Sands of Kagor to try and find Pharo. I believe that sums up everything important, like super important from last. Also, Patty has amnesia. Anyway.
Why would someone set up a barrier in a place like this?
Actually, they discovered the blastia at the bottom of the oasis and have just been using it as is. A nice person in town told me that.
And with it sunk in the oasis, no one could move it. So I guess they had to leave it where it was.
No one would trudge out into a scorching wasteland like this just to set up a barrier.
Ah, that explains it. Guess there's a reason for everything.
I don't know. I mean, if it makes sense to have a town on the edge of the desert near the only water source, to me at least. Let's see. I just want to confirm. I mean, then again, maybe most people aren't. Oh yeah, I bought a bunch of stuff last time, but Yuri was the only one in the party at the time. I mean, then again, maybe there's no resources out in the desert that's worth gathering, so maybe that's why it makes sense that Yuri doesn't think it makes sense or whatever, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm so used to seeing like single desert towns in video games that I'm like, this isn't that weird. But again, it's like, I guess if there's nothing of value to find out in the desert, I guess it would seem a little strange and pointless. You're still working on that. No. Okay, yeah, never mind. Oh wait, yeah, we gotta go get some water from the lake. You know, I'm also gonna say, oh hey, Lone Wolf, how are you? You know, I will say, oh yeah, so that like giant spear thing sticking out of the water. It kind of reminds me of the giant chain thing from Dawngrest, in that I'm like, it's good to hear that. I don't know if the game actually ever explains what the fuck is with these giant things. I don't know.
Right. Stop it! Let go!
God damn it, Patty.
Bad boys and girls that break curfew must be punished by the magistrate.
Sorry, I have to have my volume turned down a little lower than I would like, so I sometimes can't hear the game the clearest.
No way! We're going to look for Mommy and Daddy!
It has been a while, yeah, definitely.
Leave these children to me. I'll see that they're properly disciplined.
Yeah, we'll just let some random dude with, you know, that we've never seen before, who's just carrying his sword, you know, just casually dangling from his hand because he's got to be 2000's cool, and leave him to punish the kids who've broken curfew. It's okay, bro, you'd win. Alright, well. Yeah, I appreciate your vote of confidence. No, I'm not 100%. No, I decided to go Alan Rickman, as I was talking about the shady character dressed in all black, disciplining the children.
Stay out of this, stranger.
See, these guys are not complete imbeciles.
Please, Forgive these children.
Hello, Estelle. Why don't you stop this from escalating?
I will go and apologize in person to the magistrate on their behalf.
Hey, wait, aren't you?
Okay, no, I don't know why I'm doing Funky Town.
My deepest apologies.
I'm surprised they don't have a standing order to detain Estelle at this point. Because, as far as the capital, the Empire is concerned, well, thank you. I'm very grateful that my Alan Rickman impression is, at the very least, kind of funny. But at this point, for all intents and purposes, Estelle is a princess on the run, and we're her kidnappers. I mean, that's basically why we were wanted at the beginning of the game, even though we didn't actually kidnap Estelle. She just followed us around like a little lost kitty.
Do you think that maybe I could have handled that better?
You know, actually, no. I think, all things considered, Estelle, that was handled pretty well.
Hey, it worked, didn't it?
Shut up, Yuri.
Thanks for saving us from those bad guys.
Okay, for a second I thought it kind of almost looked like Judith was clipping through that kid. Just because that depth perception of where she's standing wasn't the greatest while she was moving.
What are your names?
Tweedle A and Tweedle B.
My name's Al.
Oh wait, no,
My
that's
sister's Layla.
Right, that's a joke. They actually guilty by association. Yeah, pretty much. Sorry, I just realized, I'm like, wait, this is the Tales game that actually does have a Tweedle joke in it. So
What happened to your mom and dad?
They got taken into the desert in the magistrate's big wagon.
okay, for a second I thought it said Magistrate's big weapon. It's like, shoot, did he just load the parents into like a shoulder bazooka?
Someone told me they're going to look for Pharo.
Right, that's how you spell his name. I really misspelled his name in the description of this video.
Pharo.
Yeah.
But what do you think they're planning on doing once they find him?
They're probably gonna feed the parents to Pharo.
Using the townspeople to do their dirty work? It's despicable.
Yeah, we've kind of already established this. Like, quite frankly, I'm gonna change it, right? Change what, right? Change what specifically? I mean, for fuck's sake, Rigaud was physically feeding, his vassals to monsters because he was bored. We don't even know for what purpose they're taking the parents into the desert. This is arguably, it's still fucked, but it's, at the very least, less immediately sussy, you know?
Hey, Big Bro, are we gonna go look for Mommy and Daddy?
No, you're not. If
Oh,
you
the
kids
spell.
go
Yeah,
into the
sorry.
desert,
Yes.
you'll
I
die
am
for
gonna
sure.
update that after at the end of the video, at the end of the stream.
Judith.
We'll look for your parents. You kids can't go out into the desert.
Okay, I do think this is a good moment for Judith here. Yes, it's a hair hypocritical given all the crap she's given Estelle, but it's a good character building moment. That being said, it does, excuse me, further, let's see, low bro. Close, haven't played this one. I hate this one. Like, I really do not like this game. I mean, the game starts really strong, which is the main reason I really hate the game, is because with a few rewrites, this could have been the greatest Tales game ever made. But just, if you remember my Tales of Symphonia live stream, Sheena had a soft spot for kids too. Once again, driving home, yeah, no, I can't stand this one. But once again, kind of driving home that this game was really reusing, like, not just archetypes, like beats from past Tales games. And since so many of these beats are from Symphonia, and yes, I know Symphonia was not the most original story in the world. I get that. I'm not trying to bring this up as a, this is why the game is bad. I'm more just bringing it up to emphasize this is why I couldn't stand it when I first played it back whenever it was I first played it. I don't have
Really?
it was 15 plus years ago at this point.
I don't lie. You don't mind, do you, Carol?
What if Carol
Nope,
does mind?
Fine by me.
Yeah, I mean, I know he wouldn't because Carol is the best character in the game, but
You're surprisingly agreeable.
shut up, Rita. I still love you.
His guild is guided by justice, after all.
Thanks, everyone.
No problem.
Take this, cause you're so nice.
Why do you have crack cocaine?
A glass bead?
That just crush it and snort it.
It's a precious gem.
It's our reward for taking the job.
Utah,
Now that we've gotten paid in advance, we've got our work
is
cut
that
out for
is
us,
that
don't we,
a
Carol?
voice actor that you're referring to, or
Yeah.
is
you're
there like a
right.
character design that resembles a character named Utah?
But what concerns me is that the Empire is investigating Pharo.
JJK ref. JJK. Oh, let's say money.
Money seems to disappear before you know it.
Not
no,
really.
it disappears because you use it.
Sure,
Yes.
but if you only use a little at a time, you don't realize how much you're spending.
That is
I
the
guess we've been
entire
spending
trap
a
with
little too much.
microtransactions.
What do you mean? We need to spend more.
Really? But why?
The more gold we spend, the more it comes back to us. And it brings its friends, too.
Really?
How interesting.
Huh?
Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh,
Rita,
okay.
your name's on this
Oh,
money.
okay.
Exactly. I've been writing my name on our gold, so we'll know when it comes back to us.
How
And when
many?
it does come back, I bet it'll have doubled at least. So go on, use it.
What a lovely little fairy tale.
Like Rita, that principle only applies for like investing. That does, like, if I go out to the store and blow my entire life savings on bubblegum, that doesn't necessarily mean the
Yuri,
money's going to come
what's the
back to me.
I was just thinking about what the magistrate here could be planning. It's so strange that he'd be looking for Pharo.
I mean, last time he dealt with a magistrate, you stabbed him in the back and threw him in a river, so I think Yuri was more just looking for another river.
Though I guess it makes sense if the Empire wanted to eliminate a monster that was trying to kill the princess.
But they don't know that he's after Estelle yet, do they?
The knights were right there when Pharaoh attacked her. Why wouldn't they?
So why are they
Oh wait,
going after
Rita
him then?
wasn't there. All right, okay, I'll give you that one, Rita.
How should I know?
And we still don't know why there's a curfew in the town.
Oh, that has to do with the mutant beetles. Did you guys already forget about that? No, it was like, oh, you know, it's fine. I mean, I misspelled Pharaoh's name in the description,
Anyway.
so
First, we should go to the Sands of Kagor.
Right. We can look into the mysteries of this town once we come back.
If we don't rescue those kids' parents soon, they'll keel over in this heat.
projecting much, Raven?
That's true.
So then, to get to the middle of the desert, we should go through here, right?
Yes, I think the parents of those children were probably taken this way too.
All right, see you in a second.
All right, let's go.
Now, I will definitely say, so I was saying this sooner, but I didn't finish it. I do actually like the way that this desert town was designed better than Triet
There's
was
no
in Tales of
shade
Symphonia.
anywhere.
Also, I do like the cutscenes we get in the desert because it does make the desert seem way more oppressive than Triet ever did in Symphonia.
imagined it would be this hot.
Nobody'd last long out here without the proper supplies.
What's with him?
Don't worry, I
He
brought
looks like
Mad
he's out
Libs.
for a walk in the park.
Hey, old man. Aren't you hot?
Hot? Heck yeah. I'm sizzling over here, burning right up.
That lousy.
I feel like the temperature goes up every time somebody says the word hot.
So
We'll
stop
be
saying
fine,
it.
so long as we remember to keep our water well stocked.
Right, the cacti.
The parents of those children are out there with no supplies whatsoever.
What age? Like, this game's rated T, if that's what you're referring, if that's what you mean.
We do have Pharaoh to
Or-
look for, but
If you're asking how old all the characters are, I only
Yes.
know the
Would it
age
be alright if
of
we took care of Alpha and Layla's
Yuri
request
definitively.
first?
I'm not 100% sure on the rest of the characters.
But
You've more than fulfilled your obligation to me.
Shut up, Estelle. We're not going. Oh. I have listed the stream as adult only just because I do like to drop the F-bomb.
Estelle.
Okay then, let's find their parents.
Was that Pharo?
Then he really is somewhere in the desert.
Okay, why do we... Oh, wait, no, he did make that noise once. Because about to say, I'm like, last time we saw
Settle
Pharo,
down.
he
You'll get plenty of attention once we're done helping those kids.
had a... He had a deep voice, but I'm like, wait, no, he did say that. He did
We
kind of make
keep
that noise
going
once.
and going, but all we get is more sand and more blue sky.
You're doing
No,
better
Blue
than
Sky
me if you
Studio
can look
shut
at the
down,
sky,
so we
Raven.
won't get any more of that.
The only thing I see is sand.
How come an old fart like you has so much energy anyway?
Talking's only gonna wear you out. If one of us goes down, it'd be about all we could manage to get them back to safety. And I, for one, am in no mood to be giving out piggyback rides.
If I collapse, Raven, you can carry me.
Sorry, but this back's reserved for ladies only.
I'll die before I collapse.
I won't let myself be a burden either.
The same goes for me, of course.
Hey, there's no reason to go stomping on an old man's feelings, is there?
Yeah, there is, because you're kind of annoying. Now, I do actually I do think it's funny, because, again, since this game came out, we have learned it's actually not the best idea to drink cactus juice. But I do actually like this as a mechanic. I don't know, with just how these fights have actually been scaling. Maybe I do need to turn off hard mode at some point. I mean, it's not like I'm losing the fights, but they're actually lasting way longer than I would have thought they would. Hey, stop deflecting my damage and ignoring me. Shit, this is one fight, and we're already digging into our orange gel reserve. Alright, I think after this fight I will be turning the difficulty back to normal. And again, that's good if things have gotten to the point that... This is things have. That experience buff I accidentally grabbed is kind of getting nullified a little bit. There we go.
Justice.
Shit, I lost 10 grade on that.
Let's
That's
fill up our water here.
But this is... Ow! Ouch!
too passive.
What
I'm
an
assuming you
idiot.
just mean that
Use your
monster's
head a little.
AI, yeah.
Looks like this situation calls for a little extra help.
Yep, just shoot the cactus. And I'm pretty sure the water, we're able to collect none of that.
Canteen filling time.
Me next!
We need to make sure to keep hydrated.
Right, we wouldn't want to get sunstroke.
Yeah, I almost got
everyone's
sunstroke
finished,
on
let's go.
Monday. Okay, to be fair, I don't think it was, full-on heat stroke at that point. I think it was just I almost got heat exhaustion. No, actually, I was starting to get heat exhaustion. That wasn't fun. I'm alright. I'm not 100% sure why I it happened on Monday specifically, because it wasn't like it was hotter on Monday per se or anything like that, and I was still drinking plenty of water, but yeah, it's just started getting sick, couldn't hold my water. I could only drink in like little sips, otherwise I basically dribbled everything down my front. Oh good, you are. Actually, maybe I should bring some of the other characters out. Oh wait, hold on, while we're here. Carol, edit. Carol, items, do not use. None of you do not use. Items are for Estelle and Rita. Throw health shield the full round. Yeah, you did. Yeah, no, it was pretty bad. But thankfully, like, I basically got like one of our water bottles, which was nothing but ice. I sat in the shade for like an hour, just kind of slowly sipping it, and I ended up being all right. And then it also helped that around 3 o'clock-ish, the clouds came out and it dropped the temperature substantially, and I started feeling a lot better. But yeah, it was bad. Like, I'm not gonna pretend that it wasn't bad, because it was.
We'll destroy them in no time.
But yeah, company took care of me, so I appreciate them quite a bit. Okay, I'm not 100% sure what Estelle said, but for a second I'm like, wait, did she say Starscream? Starstroke. You know, I'm just going to retcon in my head that Estelle's art is just Starscream. There's no scream. There's no scream quite like Starscream. Okay. All right. So still, yeah. Spot. All right. I want you to start ripping out people's spines. All right. Alrighty, dighty, 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 die. Well, that's a good, you know, being heat proof is a good trait to have. Especially.
Better stop plodding along like a zombie, or you'll only make yourself more tired.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Such good spirits.
I don't remember the in-universe reason why Raven is not bothered by the. But no point in cold. No point in cold rest. Yeah. Because, like, Raven was bitching and moaning about the heat when we were in town, but now he's not bothered.
Some people take pleasure in the suffering of others.
I mean, it could just be that, yeah.
Why, I oughta.
Don't waste your energy.
That sort of peppiness simply isn't healthy. Hey, did you hear a voice?
No, not at all.
By the way, why were you in this desert before?
You know, that's not a terrible question.
I used to live in a town up in the mountains to the north of here, together with my friend Baul. So, I sometimes came down near the desert.
All the way to the desert?
Anyway, we hardly have time to look for anything out here. What with this heat?
Seriously, if we run out of water, we'll be goners.
We need to find something like a clue soon.
Don't worry, if we run out of water, we'll just drink Raven's blood
Yes.
for liquid nourishment. Casual vampirism, it's the solution to all of life's problems. You know, I will say, stop like the cold one day. You stopped liking the cold one day. Oh, gotcha. Oh dear. Sorry, I just need to. Okay, that didn't affect my water at all. What the fuck? Why is it not? Why is it not working? Oh, and now I'm getting mugged.
Sorry if I hurt you.
Estelle, sweetie, I know that you're a polite, aristocratic lady who was raised to be prim and proper, and fighting is not exactly your forte, but these, my good child, are amongst us. Quite frankly, if you don't hurt them, they will hurt you. Pain has kind of made the good blood guide you. Thank you. There we go. There, I got the water. Pain is literally a part of their contracts. They are basically like dominatrixes of nature. Therefore, if someone isn't getting hurt, they're not fulfilling their life's goal. It's just unlike dominatrixes, you don't get anything sexy out of it, so do not feel bad about beating them. Beating them hard. I mean, okay, that still sounds like they're dominant. Okay, I kind of let this metaphor and joke run away from me. I'm gonna stop now while I still kind of think it's funny. By the way, we talked about having water, but did anyone remember to bring the potatoes and molasses so we have food? Phoenix Guard, Sacre Blue. It's almost as if... What? Maybe Pharo left this here because he does... Well, okay, he actually looks more like a giant condor, but still. It's very clear he's meant to be a phoenix.
I'm out of water.
Bullshit. My meter is still quite full.
Don't go drinking all of it.
Thanks, Yuri.
Hey, do you think we could take 5?
Yeah, here, I've got 5 chocolate bars. They're all melted, though.
And you say I'm the one always wanting to rest.
You usually are. Just because you're not in this one situation does not mitigate an entire history of fuck you.
Yeah!
Huh? The heat's gone and baked his brains.
Water! Oh, Carol, be careful. You'll hurt yourself if you fall.
Just doing something as we'll watch. Oh, no, you're good. I get ya.
Looks like he still had plenty of energy.
Wait up for old Raven!
No.
And here I thought they couldn't bear to go another step.
Yeah, but when you see something exciting, that kind of overrides your fatigue. That's just facts and science.
Oh, I think I'm in heaven.
Heaven.
I thought we were really done
I'm
for.
in heaven.
Hey now, you gotta be tougher than that if you're gonna save the world, kids.
Shut up.
It'll be dangerous if we just keep going like this.
Yeah, but it's a JRPG. Just going like this is kind of like that's
If we
kind
turn
of
back
part
now,
of
though, we'll only
the
disappoint
model.
those poor children.
We've got to keep looking as long as we can.
If we're lucky, we may even find Pharo along the way.
Okay, I'm just gonna point this out. When the entire reason we are in the goddamn desert is looking for Pharo, it shouldn't be just maybe we can do it along the way or something
That's
like that, you
right.
know?
And with this spring, we shouldn't have any trouble keeping up the search.
Now we just have to figure out how to bring it with us.
If you've already eaten the poison, you may as well lick the plate.
That is a terrible advice.
Yeah, you're right. We've come this far.
How about your water bottle, Carol? Did you fill it up?
Here, I filled them for you. Here's yours, Rita.
Thanks, Judith.
Friendship.
Thanks.
Wait, why did one of the water bottles Judith was carrying look like a hip flask?
Everybody else all set?
Yes.
All right, let's keep moving.
Okay, which one of them brought whiskey and why are they not sharing? Rapid shot. Oh. Nice. I actually was just... Not expecting to find that there. I don't even remember what airstones do. Carol, you're such a riot. Excuse me. I don't quote me on this, but I think after we kind of explore, like after we advance the story enough, I think we're given an option to like fast travel from the town to that spring. Again, don't quote me on that because I could be remembering incorrectly. Okay, yep, me and it's mine, yeah. Okay, so
I feel like an easy
I'll say again, Lone Wolf, how come you're not sharing the whiskey? So I'm kind of curious if I should even attempt to beat that monster over there. Since, I mean, last time, you know, when we were in the cave, we were able to beat that, you know, we were able to beat the monster. Albeit we used up, like, all of our orange gels to do so. So I'm tempted.
When I get serious.
Wow. I am losing so much grade on all these fights. Like, what the fuck is the deal? I mean, again, I don't necessarily plan on playing this game again anytime soon, because, again, I really don't care for this game. But by the same token, New Game Plus often really does make a Tales game more enjoyable just because you can kind of power trip a little bit. If I keep losing this much grade, I'm not going to be able to afford anything worthwhile, and I can't fucking power trip. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to give it a shot. Because we still are technically over-leveled. Technically being the operative word here. Ah. Okay, never mind. We might not be over-leveled for this thing. But the damage that it's taking is acceptable. And again, it's not like we're melting it or anything. Oh, no, I think we got this. I think we got this. It's definitely, I mean, it's more mobile than like that big crab thing we fought, but because it doesn't have a shell, I'm able to just kind of, I was able to stun lock it somewhat effectively. I mean, it's over limit now, so obviously it's not the case at this point. Holy frickety-doo-dah-day. Yeah, okay, this thing's like over halfway dead. I think we're good. Bring them back to Frema. Are you okay? Why would you want someone to come back from being okay, Estelle? That's like sociopathic. Hadouken. Now, Estelle, we're here to discuss about your severe lack of empathy. 3 people in the stream. Yep.
Shall I heal you?
I know, to be fair, I acknowledge that naming this stream the way I did is clickbait. But, yeah, I have actually had a larger number of people tune in for these streams than usual. Just because, again, the title is a little clickbaity, and I acknowledge that. But to say the very least, like, my dislike of this game is so intense that Abby has straight up called this game my ex-wife in more than one occasion. So, I don't know, I just feel the name oddly works for this, you know? So it's like, I do want to make it very clear that, yeah, this is a game I despise. So, yeah. That being said, ironically, the reason why I do hate it is, how do I put this? The reason I do hate it is because I actually do really want to like it. Because this game has such a strong opening couple hours.
Yeah,
We're done.
that, like I said, it should be the best game in the series. In fact, dare I say, I often see this game listed as like the best or the second best Tales games in a lot of people's personal ranking lists and videos.
Like that.
But
I'm sorry.
I
Did you hear
couldn't
that just
disagree
now?
more because
Yeah.
well, it starts strong.
You talk to your sword?
It shoots
It cuts
itself in the
better when
foot
I do
very
that.
quickly.
Actually, we just won this battle because I gave my sword lots of encouragement before.
Really?
Whatever floats your boat.
Well, that was unexpected. What?
You
Nothing.
talk to Blasty,
Thank you for all
Rita.
the work
You
you do.
have no
I can't
right to
wait
make
to
fun
see
of
how
Carol
well you
for
perform
talking to
next
his
time.
sword.
It must be tough having such an unreliable owner. You're the only one we can count on.
Good luck next time.
Wow, thanks, guys! I'll bet my attack power will double in the next battle.
Don't get carried away!
He was saying okay, Rita, I think at this point you've stopped being, you know, the teasing older sister and now you're straight up abusing children. Yes, I know, I think Rita's only like 15, so she's technically a minor as well, but considering she is like a famous researcher, at that point I know that the child savant archetype is a thing, but I'm like, at certain points you have too many accolades to your name that I cannot reasonably look at you as a child character anymore. Oh. Okay. Hold on, I need to confirm something. Where's the Flamberg? I see. That's why. Got it. Okay, so I need to go in Yuri's skills and get those set if I want to keep Azure Storm.
I'm using this! An exquisite victory!
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, skills. Thank you. Where is it? Well, what is magic? I never actually... I don't know why Yuri can even learn that. Yuri does not physically learn any spells in this entire game. I don't want to mess with the combos because I like those. That stays too. Don't want to lose those either. Shoot, I don't necessarily want to take any of these off, but I really want these chain things on. Hellfire, there's fire in my sword. The hellfire's in my thwart. Oh
What
my
the-
god, is that Patty?
What are you doing, old man?
You see, I was thinking that there's a pretty odd creature over there.
Huh? What is that?
Oh, brother.
It's Yuri!
Why does she just not join the party, for
I
fuck's
thought I
sake?
was gonna have a heart attack there.
I think Carol did.
That's my line. Hey, don't tell me you're searching for treasure in the sand.
How did you not asphyxiate?
Quite so.
What's this?
A treasure that I freed hid.
Sure it is, sweetie.
This chest?
I'm surprised you were able to find treasure in the sand.
An adventurer's intuition is even sharper than the right side of a dolphin's brain.
I do not believe that for a second.
Intuition? How unscientific.
Okay, Rita, you've actually been decent not being a stereotype. Stop. Don't just be like, this does not suit the scientific method, therefore I do not believe that you can possibly experience love and other emotions and cheesecake and gummy bears and Care Bear stairs and Willy's Wonderland. Yes, Willy's Wonderland's now an emotion, so shut up.
Oh, but you can't make light of intuition.
Yes, I just did. Did you not hear the return of the Alan Rickman
Is
voice?
that the treasure you're looking for?
Nah, this is just rubbish.
Then why were you digging underground like a stupid person? At this point, I'm just doing the voice because I like doing it. Stop judging me.
Besides, finding treasure isn't my goal.
The fuck it isn't. Your character makes no sense, and I hate you.
It's recovering your memory, isn't it?
Okay, I mean, okay, that was established last time. Yes, Charlie's Chocolate Factory is also an emotion now. Thank you for the input, Mr. Wolf. 10 points to you. I will not name a house because we are largely boycotting the turf who shall not be named in her work. I'm just unfortunately, I kind of can't help it when I do the Alan Rickman voice, since that is his most famous role. Yeah, okay, to be fair, yes, it's technically the Alan Rickman voice, but it's the Alan Rickman as Snape voice, since technically speaking, like, if you've seen him in, like, oh, what's it called? Robin Hood. That's one of my favorite roles he did. He does sound different.
Unfortunately, no. But my journey's only just beginning.
She sure recovers quickly.
Well, then again, you could argue his Snape voice is also his Hans Gruber voice. So, never mind. Forget I said anything about potions. I'm going to shoot you through the tie if you do not give me my bombs.
Really? I'm like that too, you know?
Well, then again, the shooting through the tie thing wasn't in the movie. That was just in the book.
Here, we're gonna...
I'm crossing references at this point. I think I have just achieved referenceception.
But I need to keep hunting for treasure.
Yeah, you are a one-note character after all that was crowbarred into the PlayStation 3 version of this game in order to justify porting it to a new console.
Shut up and just come with us, all right?
Alf and Layla's parents don't seem to be anywhere.
They must
be dead. With the desert as brutal as all this, odds are they're not holding up too well.
Thanks, old man. This hot-as-hell desert was missing a looming sense of dread.
How could Kimura just abandon people out here because they got on his nerves?
Okay, I'm just gonna throw this out here. We don't actually know if the magistrate is Kimura. We are speculating it is Kimura because Kimura was in league with Rago. Do we know that? Actually, I don't think we definitively know that Kimura was working with Rago, because we only know that Rago was working with Leviathan. You know what? Fuck it. So, I think that we're stretching, we're kind of jumping to conclusions at this point that it is Kimura. Is it in character for Kimura? Absolutely, but we are jumping to conclusions.
Let's go.
Are you okay?
It's you.
Do you feel better now?
My wife. Where's my wife?
You mean this woman? She's right here.
And she's right there. And over there. And over there. Wow, she's in a lot of places. The monsters really went to town.
Please, hold still.
Water.
Sorry, I don't have any water, but Lone Wolf here's got some whiskey. Okay, those kind of look like those, like,
I can feel the life coming back into me.
I'm like the pouch drinks, like, kind of like Capri Sun, but, like, I just remember seeing in, like, animes from the 2000s. Like, I mean, they always were dubbed saying they were like liquid yogurt or whatnot, but I'm willing to bet anything they were probably alcoholic or something like that.
Oh, that really hit the spot.
Thank you so much.
We're alive. Thanks to you. You're our saviors.
No, please do not give Yuri any more of a messiah complex.
Please, it's nothing.
We'll have time to relax once we get you back alive.
What's the problem? Things will work themselves out.
Stop interrupting the scene, Patty. You were not originally
You're
here.
crazy to say that in a situation like this.
I'd like to thank you for saving us, but I'm afraid I don't have anything with me that I could give you.
Okay.
Oh, please. We don't need anything like that.
No, that simply won't do. Please, come to Mantake so that I can pay you back for what you've done.
And by paying me back, you mean you're gonna, mug us and take all of our
Mantake?
possessions?
Wait, are you the parents of Alf and Layla?
Yes.
Did you see our children back in Mantake?
Yes, we met them there.
They were worried about their mom and dad.
They were even going to come out into the desert to look for you.
Oh, this is terrible. We have to go back to them.
Don't be so hasty. Do you think you two can go back by yourselves?
Well, that is... No, I guess we can't.
Then just calm down for now.
Aye, that's right. Just lie down and relax a bit.
I don't know why, but I've brought this up, but I hate the way Patty says I. It just feels so disingenuous. Like, I know that's a way... That's a legit way of, a legit term of acknowledgement, but it's just a combination of the voice, and I'm not saying it's the voice actor's fault.
Patty, I think that's taking it a little too far.
Oh, I'm not mad at the voice actor. I just do not like this performance.
A bird.
Yeah, to me at the very least,
this
it's the most obvious when
Sounds close.
she says I.
Sounds like it came from just up ahead.
So we'll get to meet him. It's about time. I was about to shrivel up in this heat.
Grow a garden is what I'm playing right now. Oh, like the game is
You
called
two come
Grow a
too.
Garden, or like you're
Yes.
growing a garden in
Make
the
sure to
game
keep
you're
a safe
playing.
distance. You'll want to be out of the way in case a fight breaks out.
Yes.
Violence. If violence is not the answer, you're not using enough of it.
Avast, Repeat. Stop pulling at my clothes like that.
It's
Patty,
called that.
watch your
Okay.
step. It's dangerous.
Whoa, that was a close call. Repeat, you were only warning me. Repeat seems to like Patty. Why is that?
He just
Because
likes
she's
kids.
a character that was not part of the original narrative, so having her be the only person besides Yuri that Repeat is
Wait,
warms
Patty is certainly
up
young.
to is a
That's not
very
everything,
quick
right?
way to try to get us to endear her to us. Again, for those who are not aware, Patty was not in the original release of this game. This game was originally released on the Xbox 360, because at the time that this game was being developed, it was the only next-gen console on the market. So that's why Bandai Namco developed it for it. But as soon as the PlayStation 3 came out, they developed a special edition version of this game that was Japanese exclusive that they released, and they made it so that Flynn could be recruited as a full-time character later in the game, and they added Patty to the game. Because like I said, she was not originally in the game. And it kind of shows, it really does. The fact that she joins up, but then she leaves before a lot of major cutscenes happened. It really kind of emphasizes to me that's like they didn't want to have to redo a bunch of cutscenes with the new characters.
Something isn't right. Be on your guard. That's not Pharo.
Yeah, there's something different about that voice.
That's not a voice.
Hey!
What the? That's disgusting!
I don't know, it looks kind of cool to
Using a
me.
decoy to sneak up on us. What a cowardly monster.
I've never seen a monster like that!
That's not a monster.
If it's not a monster, what the hell is it?
Face fucker.
Even Repeat's frightened. This can't be good.
Let's get out of here! It's coming this way!
Damn. Looks like we have no choice.
Have I mentioned today how much I hate the way Yuri draws his weapon?
Out of the way, you two. What is?
Well, it's called an Outbreaker,
Never
so
seen anything like it.
jeez, that name does that name kind of doesn't sound awesome in a post 2020 world. You know, I haven't mentioned it before. I really like the animations that Rita gets for her spells. Because, like, again, Tales Symphonia, favorite game of all time. Love the game to death, but some of the design choices for, like, a lot of the elemental spells are very plain. Whereas, I feel like they got a lot more creative with some of the elemental spells that Rita uses in this game. So, again, that is... Okay, I do want to be clear, again, purely from a gameplay standpoint, I would recommend this game over Symphonia, just because, since it was... did come out several years after Symphonia on better hardware, big developers could do a lot more to make the gameplay experience a lot smoother.
We got it, but
it's just that's not where my beef with this game stems from.
I'm not done yet.
But again, like I have been saying, I want to acknowledge when this game does good things.
It vanished.
What's this?
I can't go on!
Rita. Carol.
The more simmering, dizzying heat and grilling mollusks.
I'm afraid even I can't take any more.
This isn't good.
And none of them were ever seen again. Now the rest of the game will actually take place from the perspective of an entirely different cast.
What? A town? That dragon from the Sands of Kagor I.
Okay, yeah, this dragon is... That dragon was the yeah, this dragon's a character.
Hope you choke on my bones.
Wait, does hell have pets?
We collapsed in the desert. And this can't be heaven.
Nope, so you're definitely in hell.
Where are we?
By the way, if anyone does play this game, make sure you get everything here, because you actually can't come back to this village after you leave it. So if you miss this Wonder Chef, you will never be able to get them until you do New Game Plus. So yeah, make sure you don't miss anything. Sweet. I will never say no to an hourglass or an all divide.
Good morning.
Don't you want a morning kiss?
No, Patty, that's creepy. Leave me alone.
Oh, Yuri. Are you feeling better now?
Yeah. How about you guys? Are you alright?
But they stole a kidney from each one of us, so that is what it
We all
is.
collapsed in the desert, right? So what are we doing in this town?
We're just vibing, man.
Seems like someone came to our aid.
Though we're not sure who.
It was Lord Famu.
I wonder what kind of praiseworthy fellow could cross such a toasty desert and save so many people.
Definitely
We
was an
need
edge
to
lord.
find whoever it was and thank them.
It was Trash Dragon. He only saved you for his own,
What about
you know,
the couple
selfish
who was
ends.
with us?
They appear to have been brought here as well.
So they didn't get a look at our rescuers either?
Yep, and their liver's been
Apparently
stolen.
they lost consciousness like the rest of us. I believe the two of them are having a look around town.
I wonder, was it just a mirage?
What do you mean?
Oh, just before I blacked out, I saw that dragon that got the air under control back at Kados.
By the way, you keep saying dragon. It looks more like a griffin to me.
Really?
Yeah. Didn't you see it, Estelle?
No, Yuri, you were tripping balls.
No, I didn't see anything.
And that monster must have saved us or something.
A monster saved us? I can't believe that.
It's a front for the Black Market Monster Association. It seemingly saves people in order to lull you into a false sense of security, so it can then harvest your delicious inside and sells them to black market monster restaurants.
Was it just a mirage then? So what's the story? Where exactly are we?
A kindly gentleman is looking into that very matter for...
Kindly gentle? Oh, you mean the old man.
There's no barrier here. This town is weird.
I thought the mountains in the east were supposed to be uninhabited.
Rita, Carol, over here.
What's that?
The monster that attacked us in the desert dropped it.
I didn't see any feathers on that thing.
That's one of Pharo's feathers.
But why would that monster have one of Pharaoh's feathers?
Maybe it had a collection.
Man, there's so much we don't know.
Welcome back.
And just why was it up to me to go tromping off on a recon mission?
Because we don't like you.
If I'd gone, this sweet young lady would have been all alone with you. That's far too unsafe.
Unsafe? You can't possibly mean me.
You've been somewhat predatory this whole game, Raven. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
I think I'm gonna gag.
Suppose I don't mind people thinking I'm dangerous. Adds to my mysterious charm. It seems we're in Jormungand. You know, that town from the diary on the ghost ship.
Wait, this is Jormungand?
The town that needed the clear seal crystal to protect itself from monsters?
It makes sense. They don't have a barrier here.
That must be why they were searching for a way to drive away the monsters.
But that was 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, and I find it strange that they were getting by at all without a barrier.
You're right.
What if we were to show this case to one of the locals and ask them?
Yes, we might learn something about Pharaoh that way as well.
I agree.
This town confuses me, I have to be honest. Again, I won't get into too many details, but to say the very least, I don't... Anyway.
What was the deal with that weird monster we ran into in the Sands of Kagor?
Just the thought of it still sends chills down my spine.
Was that thing even alive?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, it wasn't anything like other creatures that make their home in the desert.
Huh. Another astute observation from Captain Carroll.
Whatever it was, I hope we never see it again.
I don't think
Me
we do.
too.
I'm pretty sure that was a one-off creature. Limit bottle. I will not say more to those. Shop. 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 Sage. Sage advice about your sage. Or, wait, is your sage just Eggman's daughter? Is that why they so effectively can, you know, just drive off monsters? They just, you know, pilot a giant mecha and, you know, blast it in a Galaga ripoff sequence. Yeah, I'm really stretching to make that joke work. I still hated that final boss fight from Sonic Frontiers.
That box. Do you know something about this box?
Launchy had it. Where did you get it?
On a ship called the Atherum, my lovely lady. Have you heard of it?
Of course. You know about the Atherum too?
Yes. We happened to come across it on the ocean.
Did you see Launchy?
And Launchy would be...
Oh, Launchy is my love. I'm sorry to suddenly get so personal.
You know, it's fine. As long as we're getting personal, I just want you to know that brownies are my love. Do you have any?
Your love. Damn it. Hey, Carol. Your turn.
Do not make the child tag in this conversation.
You're hopeless. All that we saw was, the ship itself.
And this is why you're in charge, Carol.
Oh, I see.
Could I ask your name?
Oh, my name is Yuafan.
That's the name that was in the diary we found on the Atherum.
Perhaps she's a descendant with the same name?
Do you know about the clear seal crystal?
They say it has the power to drive back monsters.
The sage said it was necessary to make a barrier around the town. Is that what's in the box?
Yes, we came to deliver this box to you.
I see.
Hey, is that the key?
Could I have the box?
Wow, is this the clear seal crystal?
It looks... You know, I lost the joke. Moving on.
Looks like it.
It's so sparkly and glittery. A treasure even more beautiful than sea sparkles blooming on the surface of the ocean.
So who's that sage you were talking about earlier?
The sage is a great Critian who came to our town from across the desert.
A Critian?
Well, creating a barrier is basically creating a Blastia.
Blastia?
But we can make Blastia with current technology, right?
There are people who do. You saw the Blastia at Emmead Hill in Cair Bakram.
Yeah, the ones that you said were built in a very sussy way.
But I don't think that sage guy is the one who made those Blastia with messed up formulas.
I'm sorry. I don't really understand. But the sage said that the clear CL crystal was needed to create the barrier. So Longchi set out to look for it. It's been 3 years since he left.
3 years, huh? You must be worried.
Wait, this sounds weird.
Yeah, the stories don't match up.
You'd think she could have miscounted by 1,000 years?
How old is she anyway?
The same thing could have happened 3 years ago, or 1,000 years ago, probably.
What's that supposed to mean?
They say that history repeats itself, but who really knows?
Oh, wait, you mean... Okay, that's what you meant.
Is that sage in this town? Where does he live?
Oh, yes. He lives in the house farthest into the town.
I think it might be faster if we went to talk to the sage.
Yes, maybe so.
If you're going there, could you take the clear CL crystal to the sage for me?
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's go.
So after all we went through to cross the desert, we can't meet Pharo.
And after you've all risked your lives to help me.
Maybe it's better that we didn't find him after all.
Yeah, if we had to fight him now, we probably wouldn't make it out.
Think about it though, Pharo can fly. He's free to be pretty much anywhere at any time. Tracking him down will be a tall order unless he's got a lair somewhere in the area.
No one's saying that meeting him will be impossible.
We might get some information if we ask around in the town.
You're right. Thank you, both of you.
Because, like, it's pretty obvious at this point that this town has somehow like existed suspended or whatever for like 1,000 years, but I don't remember the actual explanation for what the deal is, you know? Okay, I can't see the meow sound effect without thinking of the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Excuse me.
Hello, you completely superfluous asshole.
Huh? Hey, that's... You're...
Who exactly?
We've run into each other a couple times.
Unfortunately.
You? How have you come to this place?
Your mom.
What do you mean, how? We walked. As in, across the desert.
I see. And yet, how did you... No matter. For what reason have you come?
We're a little curious about this.
Okay, Estelle had that last one. Did you pocket it, Yuri?
Dearly to obtain.
Actually, it just sort of landed in our lap.
That was quite a miracle.
You're planning on making a barrier blastia, aren't you? You're free to go pretending you're a sage. But forget about making any blastia. Who would even consider building a barrier blastia with something that's so obviously not a core?
Rita, this is why your scientific method is flawed. Never mind.
But it is a solid mass of air. It simply lacks an inscribed formula.
Lacks an inscribed formula? What do you mean?
I mean, you talk all the time about the formula on... Anyway.
They are most commonly known as apatheia, of which the clear CL crystal is one example.
So this is an apatheia?
That the treasure you've been looking for, old man?
Also, I am not the sage.
Huh?
No such being exists any longer.
That's a problem. We'll need to get that back from you in that case.
Neither I nor humanity have a need for such a thing.
Whoa! What are you doing? Hold on a sec!
It's the same phenomenon we saw at Cave Mock!
Oh, man. Just when I found one.
The apatheia bring only chaos to humanity. They are better off returned to air.
Return to air? Is that really all you did just now?
It's still no reason to go smashing other people's things.
What kind of a person treats treasure so poorly?
Wasn't the clear CL crystal, the apatheia, needed to save this town from the monsters?
This town has no use for a barrier, and no need to be saved. This place has been granted everlasting calm.
Come to mention it, it is pretty quiet here.
But still, there are monsters like Pharo nearby.
How do you know of Pharo?
I'd ask you the same thing. You seem to know about him yourself.
Please, tell us what you know. Pharo referred to me as a poison.
I see.
You know something, don't you?
Yeah, but telling you would be advance the plot.
There is a being in this world who possesses a power the Entelikeia despise.
You mean... me?
Okay, he does actually give us a little information.
This being is known as the Child of the Full Moon.
Child of the Full Moon. Like in the legend. By Entelikeia, you mean Pharo?
That is correct.
But what would the Entelikeia have against me? Against a Child of the Full Moon? What is this power the Child of the Full Moon possesses that they despise?
That answer lies only within the hearts of the Entelikeia themselves.
Which means I've got no choice but to find Pharo and ask him myself.
Do not be foolish. Meeting Pharo would end only in the death of the Child of the Full Moon.
But...
Estelle, give it a rest.
No, I kind of feel we wanted more information on this one. Shut up, Rita.
Hey, Reggae, Jaeger from Ruins Gate talked about the Entelikeia earlier, didn't he?
Something about them being the ancient race that built Nordopolica.
So Pharo built Nordopolica? That doesn't seem possible.
Take your leave. There's nothing more for you here.
Wait, there's something I want to ask you too. What were you doing at that Air Krene? Just who are you? What is that sword of yours?
Those matters exceed your comprehension.
They really don't.
Do not ask of them again. Go. I have nothing more to say.
Where do you get off?
Rita.
Duke may have been the one that saved us in the desert.
Right. He did get him name dropped at one point.
Maybe.
I'm gonna go and thank him.
Hold up. He doesn't seem the type to do something like that.
You don't think so?
Just a hunch. You said that child of the full moon he mentioned was the sister of brave Vesperia, right?
Yeah. Goddess who bathes this world in her golden light, you are named Child of the Full Moon. Your brother, brave Vesperia, watches over us from the sky. You remain bound to your mother, the Earth, and will shelter her with your unceasing protection.
Is there like a hidden meaning in there?
Yes, it's actually a Where's Waldo, but in, in spoken form. You just didn't find him.
I'm not sure, but maybe it's more than just an old legend.
Maybe it is exposition in a JRPG game that we might all inhabit.
Remaining to protect the Earth, huh?
Could protecting the Earth have anything to do with ruling over this world?
You mean like becoming the Emperor? If Estella's the child of the full moon, that would add up.
Yeah, because 4 plus 23 equals squidding pasta.
Which means all the previous emperors would have been on Pharaoh's hit list.
That's right. There'll be no emperor as long as there is Pharaoh.
I've never heard of anything like that.
Ah, crap. That means I failed. I need to hire a better assassin.
This all sounds pretty complicated.
Because you're a one-dimensional character with no depth, Patty.
Yeah, I suppose it might be a bit too complicated for you, Patty.
Damn it, you made Raven agree with me.
It's too complicated for you too, old man.
I mean, that's because Raven is attempting to be a three-dimensional character, but...
Rita can explain it to you later.
Me?
Shouldn't we be thinking more about what to do next?
I'm gonna stay here. There are things I've got to investigate.
Investigate?
Clear seal crystals, apatheia, all kinds of things. Honestly, I have a few bones to pick with Mr. Warm and Fuzzy over there. If you're all going back, we'll have to say our goodbyes here.
But...
Oh, that's too bad. I don't imagine the desert will be much fun on your own, but good luck.
Oh, that's right. I can't go anywhere without crossing that desert.
We can afford to take a load off while she's checking things out, can't we? I'm pretty interested in apatheia myself.
If we're going back into the desert, we need to take time to prepare. We don't want to keel over again.
That's true. How about we leave tomorrow? Rita, one day should be enough, right?
Shouldn't be a problem. Thanks. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Okay then, we'll meet up near the exit tomorrow morning.
Again, like I said,
Right,
this game
see you
has a lot of everyone break to do your own thing. Like, I think this is the most I've ever seen a Tales game do this, at least so early in the game. And I like that. That is, again, a net positive in this game's favor. Anyway, I need to take care, I need to use the bathroom. We'll be back in about just a few minutes, so grab some water, grab some cocaine, use the toilet yourself. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video on every social media platform. But yeah, we'll be right back. And we are back. I hope you all enjoyed your cocaine break. Anyway, actually, can I go back into the building? So you're just gonna drop kick me right out? Oh.
I have nothing left to say to you.
Staring contest.
You're not gonna follow him?
What's the point? He's not gonna talk to me.
So then beat the piss out of him and steal his sword.
Waste of time?
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
This is a colossal waste of time.
Apatheia?
When the air crane went berserk, Jaeger was carrying this box. This box was what messed up my magic.
You think the Apatheia is what's causing the air crane to go out of control?
Judging from the evidence, it could be a valid hypothesis.
So when the Blastia and Heliord was going out of control, you think there was Apatheia nearby? And the air crane and cave mock too?
There may have been. Otherwise, maybe the Apatheia has been damaging the whole world's air crane little by little. And a large distortion just happened to appear then.
I see.
It's really nothing more than a guess, but it could be right.
It could, but there's no proof.
You don't sound very sure of yourself.
In science, you continually make hypotheses, then test them, and you get closer and closer to the truth. That's how it is.
That's how it is.
Well, okay. Maybe I can do something with this after all.
What are you gonna do now?
The next step after a hypothesis is testing it.
So let's get another Apatheia and see if it actually causes the end of the world. Wait, did he just like leave the building? Oh. Let me make sure to put that on Rita. Where'd Duke go?
We weren't able to find Pharo after all.
Yeah, our first job as a guild was an egregious failure. What do you think?
You still got paid
go back
for
to
it.
Dawngrest?
That might be best. But would you be okay with that, Yuri? And what about Estelle?
I'd be fine with it. As for Estelle, I'll leave that answer up to her.
All right.
This sure is a serene little town.
Huh? Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? No guilds, no empire. It's a little strange.
Yeah, but I think it's relaxing.
Yeah, but even so, I prefer Dawngrest.
That's how everyone is. Everybody prefers the place where they grew up.
You too, Yuri?
Well, yeah, sure.
But if we're gonna work together in brave Vesperia, we'll have to decide on a single place for our home base.
We could always make someplace new, you know.
Someplace new?
Yeah, you know. Everyone thinks of Dawngrest as the Union City, but it's really Altosk City. It could be like that. Brave Vesperia could make its own city.
Brave Vesperia's own city. Yeah, I like that idea.
Well, either way, we've got a lot of jobs as a guild ahead of us before we can be thinking about things like that.
Yeah, now that you mention it, Nordopolica is Palestrale's city, isn't it?
Yeah, if you think of it that way, Nordopolica's more of a guild city than Dawngrest even.
Yeah, and Bellius rules the city too. Nordopolica, leader of a city, Duce of a guild. Wonder what sort of person Bellius is.
Turns out they're actually a clown made of cotton candy. No, actually, turns out Bellius is actually Pennywise.
So you weren't able to meet Pharo after all.
But I learned about some very important things. The child of the full moon, and the Antilochaea.
Okay, I can't say you learned about them, they were just name dropped.
But the only new thing we learned was what those words mean.
Alright, fair enough.
As for the reason Pharo's trying to kill you, it seems we won't know unless we go and ask him directly.
But you heard what he was saying. If I go to meet Pharo, he'll just wipe me out.
It looks like we'll never know the truth then.
After all this, it's like I'm being told that I should just give up.
No, no way.
Maybe...
Huh?
Maybe what I'm trying so hard to figure out isn't really that important to know at all.
What do you mean?
If I'd never met you, Yuri, and I just kept living my life in that castle, I would have lived without ever knowing about the Child of the Full Moon, or the Antilocheia, or any of that.
Ignorance is bliss.
So maybe I could just go on living without knowing why Pharo wants me dead.
So you're saying you should just go back to the capital?
I think that's definitely an option.
If that's what you want to do, I won't stop you.
Yuri.
Our contract with you is null and void at this point, after all.
Plus, you already paid us
That's
anyway.
true.
It's just, I don't really like hypothetical situations. They're not real life.
Can you live a real
I'm not too good
life?
at pretending to forget things that I already know. If you can do that, then I don't have any problem with it. But can you really?
Then I can't do that either. But I have no idea what I should do in this sort of situation.
You want to know the truth, but you don't know what to do. That'd be a good summary of your situation, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Judy.
You're always out walking around, aren't you?
Yes, I guess I'm a pretty restless person.
That's unexpected.
You seem to have some problems staying put yourself.
I'm pretty restless myself.
That's not so unexpected, I think. Maybe it's the wanderlust coming back to me from when I used to fly around with Baul all the time.
Yeah, back when you were wearing that weird white armor.
Yes. Are you going to look for Pharo by yourself? Oh, then where were you planning on going?
Only a walk.
Oh, I see.
Doesn't it seem like we've been meeting this way a lot recently?
No, must be your imagination.
No, it is not. Every one of these scenes where we break, I always find you at the town entrance.
Hey, old man, you can feel free to go on ahead to Nordopolica.
Hey there, youngin'. What? You want to get rid of me so soon?
Wrong. I just wouldn't want you to miss the new moon and your chance to deliver the letter all on our account.
Honestly, I could do fine without your concern.
Wrong again. If brave Vesperia gets in the way of Altosk's work, we'll be apologizing to the Dawn for an eternity.
What? You're too young to bother yourself with such fluff.
It's a matter of brave Vesperia being trustworthy. You see what I mean?
We've still got time left until the new moon. We'll be fine.
You sure?
Anyway, ain't about to go back through the desert and that cave myself. If I got killed by some monster on the way there, not only would the letter not get delivered, but brave Vesperia certainly wouldn't look very trustworthy to potential clients then, would they?
In that case, we collect your bones and the letter and deliver them as promised.
Oh, how kind of... Wait, hey!
Anyway, just as long as you won't go blaming me if you don't manage to deliver it on time.
No problem.
Which means you completely plan on blaming us if it doesn't get delivered on time. Okay, Rita, Carol, Judith, Estelle, Rapide. Only person I haven't seen, I think, is Patty. There she is.
Would you like a skewer?
Is it any good?
Why don't you try it out?
No, it tastes like dog shit.
It's my grandfather's secret recipe.
What? But didn't you say you had amnesia?
I know everything there is to know about Ifrid. I traveled all over researching about him after all. That's how I figured out Ifrid was the one who told me my name was Patty.
Ifrid told you your name?
That's my oldest memory. Just remembering that fond look makes me feel all warm inside. I don't know whether he's really my grandfather or not, but I feel that he was such an important person to me that I can't help but think that's who he is.
I see. Still, it might have been smarter to keep that to yourself.
But
You're used to it, huh?
I don't let small stuff like that bother me.
It's not exactly small stuff when you get shunned everywhere you go.
Crying gets you nowhere, was it? But even if you understand that in your head, your emotions aren't necessarily gonna listen.
Words of advice to live by.
I'm more patient than a camouflaged stone flounder sitting still in a field of stone.
Oh yeah? But your info broker turned his back on you too.
It's nothing. Things will work out. Tomorrow is another day. What will be, will be. In any case, you need to eat up if you want to cheer up.
This is good.
Didn't I tell ya?
That's a really cheap. That's not a lot at this point in the game.
Glad you could make it.
Sorry to keep you waiting. You'll be heading back too, right?
Yes. Thanks to your help, we've recovered our strength. We were thinking we'd cross the desert with you all. That is, if you don't mind.
No,
Just make
it's
sure
kind of
you
why we
don't go
came out.
wandering
One of the
off.
other reasons why we came out here.
How about us? What's our plan after this?
I'm headed for the Air Crane and the Wizened of Kados, but I am curious about the Entelikeia too.
I have the honored task of delivering this letter here to Bellius.
I'd like to meet Bellius once myself. I mean, seriously, the Duce. I want to see just what kind of person the leader of the only guild to rival Altosk really is.
Bellius?
Yeah. Bellius is the Duce of Palestrale, which governs Nordopolica. She's the most important person there.
You're friends with someone that amazing, Carol?
Huh? Friends? Well...
It's Nordopolica for me too. I'm gonna see what Flynn has to say about those knights in Mantake. That's assuming he's still in Nordopolica, of course.
I want to know why the Entelikeia hate the child of the full moon, which means I have to meet Pharo.
But there's gotta be another way that doesn't involve Pharo.
Right. Besides, walking around in the desert just looking for him wouldn't be easy.
Why don't we all head for Nordopolica then? You're only looking to find out the reason you were attacked by the Entelikeia, correct?
Yes?
I imagine Bellius could tell you if you met with her.
Why? Because of the connection between the Entelikeia and the Colosseum?
I do remember Jaeger mumbling something about the Entelikeia of Nordopolica.
If we can believe anything he told us.
Well, we'll pass through the Wizened of Kados on the way to see Bellius. Good enough?
True enough. All right then, Nordopolica it is.
Right. First, let's get back to Mantake.
What about Patty?
If I remember correctly, there were some people in Nordopolica who didn't think too highly of Patty.
I'll be fine, as long as I don't run into any of them.
And if we do, just shoot him in the
As soon
kneecap.
as I'm out in the open sea, everything will be okay.
Then, will you come with us?
Aye, that I will.
Didn't Bellius only meet with people on the night of the new moon?
Yeah, we'll have to get a move on if we're going to see her. I'll kick myself if we miss the new moon and have to wait another month.
Jorgen and Mantake are totally different. It's much cooler here. Maybe it's the ocean.
The ocean is very nice, yeah? It's a beautiful place, too.
But it seems boring. I wonder what the folks here do for fun.
I kind of like it. This kind of calm, quiet village suits me. I can't stand loud people.
Oh, that's gotta hurt, old man.
She was talking about the town, not about me.
No, she was totally talking about
maybe.
you.
Do you really hate me that much?
A little bit. Okay, I guess I could physically go back in here if I was so inclined. So I just want to take a quick look, see around. right.
Oh, there's no challenge at all.
Don't get cocky.
That's what happens when I get serious.
Can a clear CL crystal really be used to make a barrier?
If they could, and we had enough, we'd be able to make as many barriers as we wanted.
Then even areas that suffer frequent monster attacks could be assured safety.
Yeah, but if it were possible, wouldn't something like that have happened by now?
Maybe it's best not to get our hopes up about it then.
Ever the realist, I see.
All I'm doing is speculating on the most probable outcome.
Actually, I think that's what being a realist means.
Yeah, I think you're probably right on that one, Estelle. And honestly, I would be more curious. The question I'd be asking right now is, where do the not Autophagos, Apatheia come from? More than anything at this point, because wanting to know why they're not used to make more barriers, I think, or words. Because that seems like the more pressing issue as to why they're not being used to mass produce better barriers, you know? Or not better barriers, more barriers.
Duke certainly has an air of mystery about him.
He's a real man.
Patty prefers masculine fellas, I see.
I thought he was pretty cold. Would it have killed him to listen to us a little?
Maybe he was caught off guard. We did just kind of show up out of nowhere.
Did one of us say anything rude to him?
Probably you, Rita. Ha! Ow! Ow! Hey, no hitting!
I wonder if he's always lived here in Jormungand.
Who knows? I didn't get the feeling he'd been here all that long, though.
Duke is pretty weird, but this whole town is pretty weird, too.
It is weird, but you can live a quiet, comfortable life here.
We're not even in Jormungand right now. Yeah, now that we've gotten through... Oh, they took the save station away. Now that we've gotten through the desert, the water mechanic is not a thing anymore. I have mixed feelings about that, but I'm just grateful we don't have to deal with it because it's a little obnoxious. Again, I want to be clear, I like it as a mechanic. But if we had to deal with it every single time... Which, again, admittedly, we don't have to pass through here a lot, but still.
Let's eliminate them!
So, yeah, just stay dead.
Agreed, old man.
Oh, what to do?
Is there a problem?
I'll die if I can't take a shower once a day. And in a dry old desert like this?
Really? Rita, you have to do something!
Huh. idiot. She'll be fine. It's not like she's a flower. Going without a shower won't kill you. It's been 10 days since I last showered, actually.
Ew.
It's been that long? I'd be on my deathbed if I were you.
I sense a faint but pleasant scent coming from you, Rita.
I've got it! Rita's not a flower, she's a prickly cactus! Die!
Looks like Carol is blasting off again. Excuse me. Here's a treasure chest back there. Striped ribbons.
Here, repeat. Have a skewer.
That looks quite tasty.
Boiled eggs are the best part.
Nonsense! Daikon is the centerpiece, Patty. Daikon!
Hold up now.
That's unexpected. Usually you're happy with anything you can chew through, Rita.
That's just how good skewers are. But both Rita and the old man are wrong.
Where are they mistaken?
The true star of skewers is fish cakes, especially the white ones.
Fish cakes, is it? And Repeat agrees. Well, I don't mind as long as it's tasty.
You know, something I keep meaning to try but never get around to is I really want to try crab cakes. I think the problem is just whenever I go to a seafood restaurant, I usually want to get something else. It's just, that's one of those that's kind of on my bucket list, you know? I think one thing that I still to this day kind of regret is that there was a restaurant kind of down in the southern end of the state that I live in that served rattlesnake cakes once, but I didn't get it because I was afraid. And when we went back to that restaurant like a couple years later, the rattlesnake wasn't on the menu anymore. I'm like, dang it, I missed that opportunity to try rattlesnake, and I'm bummed.
Whew, we're finally here. I've seen enough sand to last me a lifetime.
You're telling me.
Look, there are people outside the town.
Wonder if that means the curfew's been lifted. Humor!
Easy now. Haste makes waste.
Indeed. We need to be cautious here and see what's going on.
Hurry, hurry, all aboard. Let's all enjoy a nice little tour of the desert, shall we?
Hello, obviously evil.
But while we're gone, the children! I promise riches to anyone who can bring me the remains of that giant winged monster.
Oh, so you're literally doing what Miguel was doing.
Then your children will be able to live in the lap of luxury. Please, don't make us go! Stop your whining. I told you vermin to get aboard. Now get moving this instant.
That's just how we were sent into the desert.
Why don't they get on board themselves?
Because they must know just how dangerous this desert is, just like what happened to us.
The giant winged monster must be Pharo!
Yeah, but what's he want to capture Pharo so bad for?
Well, what are we gonna do? We can't just stand by and watch, can we?
I don't think it's a good idea to go right now.
I'm afraid that idiot isn't going to listen to anything a princess would say.
No.
Then what should we do?
Carol, come here a sec.
What? Yeah, I could do that, but I'd need tools. Wait, you mean...
Yes, perhaps this will help.
How convenient.
Why do you have a wrench, Judy?
You guys better bail me out if this goes bad.
So you did pick that up?
Well, it was just lying there. I thought it might be useful.
Whatever.
What's he doing?
Now about all we can do is leave it up to the kid.
What is it with these commoners? They're slower than slugs. Get aboard, damn you!
Sir Kagor, everyone is aboard.
Everyone except yourself.
What? Me?
Those who do their jobs slowly will never learn without punishment.
Sir Kagor, please, I beg of you. I have a wife and daughter.
If you'd like to stay here, I'm sure I could arrange for them to go in your place. Now be gone with you.
Carol, don't worry. That young man is very capable.
You're not wrong.
What's going on? Who was it that readied this coach? Fix the blasted coach! I will find out who's responsible for this.
I've got to hand it to the little runt.
You did it.
My heart was pounding like a drum.
This won't do anything more than buy us some time, though.
I think it's about all we can do at the moment.
We're still in the middle of our journey, after all.
Yeah, Cat and Carol would start crying if we tried to tackle the knights head on.
How about we make ourselves scarce before people start getting too curious?
I suppose we'll be on our way then.
Yeah, I'm sure your kids will be so happy to see you. But there won't always be someone around to save you.
Thank you again for all your help.
Guess we should lay low at the inn for a while. Using your power to terrorize people. There's not a soul in the lower quarter that evil. You've gone too far this time, Kagor.
Yeah, I mean, he literally is doing this exact same thing Rago was doing. So we probably all know where this is going. It was a hat that I got. It was a helmet that I got for him, not a words, not a accessory.
Oh, you've returned safe from... Welcome back.
Looks like they've still got guards watching.
You must be tired. Please enjoy your stay.
That Kagor punk is really a lousy guy.
Why are there so many lousy guys in the world?
Because men suck.
It's probably some kind of disease.
It's gotta be the disease they call stupidity.
Yeah.
So you do catch on. I bet you're right.
I wonder why they're trying to capture Pharo.
I don't know, but at this rate, they're gonna send all of the adults in the town out into the desert.
And once the adults are gone, it might be the children's turn next.
No, that can't happen. If I just spoke to him as a representative of the Imperial family.
Are you forgetting what happened in Heliord?
Yeah, Estelle. He didn't care that you were the princess at all.
He's not the kind of person who'll reasonably listen to the words of a princess.
Whatever happened to the talk of going to Nordopolica?
So should we help the townspeople, or should we help ourselves?
Rita.
Don't you want to know what the Antelikeia is thinking? If so, you should put this whole business with Kagor out of your mind for the time being.
It's a strange feeling to be agreeing with you, but I think we should focus on meeting Belius for now. Even if we captured Kagor, we wouldn't have the authority to try him for his crimes. If we can't do anything about him, we should focus on what we actually can do.
If only Flynn were here.
Flynn? But where is he?
I wish I knew.
Guess we can't kill two birds with one stone, huh?
I'm sorry, Estelle. We don't mean to be ganging up on you. It disgusts me too. To imagine that jerk snoring all nice and cozy in his bed right now. But...
Rita, I understand.
Lock up a guy like that, and as soon as he's released, he'll just end up doing the same thing again.
Yep, you know what they say. The only cure for stupidity is death.
The only cure for stupidity is death.
I don't sleep on beds. I'm too cool for that.
I guess I'll have to play by my own rules.
Edgy. Yeah, I've got no guards whatsoever.
No! Yuri, it's you! What are you doing here? Someone come quick!
What a pussy.
You would cross swords with a noble?
There's nothing noble about you.
Very well. I accept your challenge. No! How could this?
It's because you're a pussy.
You talk too much, Cumore. The time's come for you to make your exit.
Do you have any idea the trouble you're in for even pointing that thing at me? Wait! I'm not the one to blame. I've just been following orders. I had no choice.
Bullshit.
Then don't hate me. Hate whoever gave you your orders.
Wait! How about this? I could use my authority to pardon all of your crimes. A fresh start. I may even be able to have you reinstated as a knight. I have no shortage of money. With enough money, I'm sure I could satisfy your every wish. Go ahead. Tell me what it is you want.
There's only one thing I want from you.
And what might that? No, stop! Stay back! Don't come any closer, you beast!
You beast!
I am Cumore, the captain of the Imperial Knights, the man destined to become Commandant! I beg you, spare my life! Please, no! Not like this! I don't want to go like this!
Tell me, how many times have you heard those very words?
Okay, I forgot that
My
Flynn
people
showed
have
up here.
taken control of things here. The residents of this town won't suffer any longer.
That ought to put you one step closer to your next promotion. I'm heading back to the others.
Yuri, we need to talk later.
I know.
I'll be waiting, down at the lake.
We're going to be getting one of the scenes that really broke this game for me. I want to be clear again. I don't disagree with killing Cumore per se. Since we already saw what happened with Rago, the system is so corrupt, he literally just got off with a literal slap on the wrist. But
who'd have guessed this town could ever be this lively?
that's also part of the problem, is that Well, but then again, given what's going on in Washington now, people this cartoonishly evil aren't that unrealistic to me anymore.
I'm still in shock that Flynn actually came.
That was amazing timing.
But Cumore might just cause more pain somewhere else.
You watch. Flynn will have that guy behind bars in no time. Right, Yuri?
Oh, yeah.
Yuri?
Oh, Raven.
Raven, you're gonna catch a cold.
He wore himself out playing with all the children. You'd think he was 12 years old.
Welcome back.
They're still going out there. I can't keep up with them.
What happened to Patty?
She's still dancing. I really don't get kids.
I saw you having a good time, though. You're an awesome dancer, Rita.
Shut up. Huh? The old man's asleep already?
That was quick. Yuri?
Just gonna go have a word with Flynn. I'll be back.
I hate this conversation. This is definitively the point where Yuri starts losing me as a protagonist, and he basically becomes one of my least favorite characters of all time and becomes my least favorite Tales protagonist of all time. And I'm talking even compared to Luke from Tales of the Abyss, who's kind of famously whiny. I mean it more than Soray from Tales of Zestiria, who's famously kind of bland. I dislike him more than Kor, who is pretty one note and he's from Tales of Hearts.
Why don't you have a seat?
I do like the framing of them looking in the opposite directions.
You said we needed to talk?
Tell me, why did you kill Cumore? You know it's not our place to pass sentence on the crimes of others. He was to be punished in accordance with the laws.
Actually, maybe this isn't the conversation that makes me hate Yuri.
And just what laws do you think would have punished him? The same laws that failed to punish Rigaud? Give me a break.
Yuri, you...
The laws have always been the tools of whoever happens to hold all the chips.
Which I do agree with Yuri on that one.
Just saying that doesn't make it right for individuals to judge right from wrong, or for you to operate your own private court of law.
Which I also agree with. I want to be very clear. I like the dynamic between these two because they're both right.
If the laws are at fault,
at least
then
at
fixing
first.
those laws comes first. It's for that very reason that I'm still with the Imperial Knights.
But you can't deny that lives were saved because those bastards were put down.
Wait, what? Okay, hold on. I need to... No.
You'd rather tell those people, sorry you have to die today. I promise we'll change things soon.
Which, again, both are correct. I really cannot stress enough that this is a good conversation. This is a good moral dilemma.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Which is true.
They're out there, you know. People so bad, they'll just go on hurting others. What can the average person do but be victimized by people like that? You know it was the same way with our people in the lower quarter.
Even so, Yuri, what you're doing isn't right.
Which, again, is correct.
Do you intend to rain your justice down on all the villains of the world? That's the behavior of a common criminal.
I recognize it for what it is, and I've made my choices. Murder is a crime.
And even knowing that, you intend to dirty your hands.
Intend to? I already have.
I don't... Okay, maybe it was better in the Japanese dub, but I do not like Yuri's tone when he delivers that. That is what put me off his side, because it doesn't feel like he's viewing this as an unfortunate necessity. It's almost like he's relishing in it, just it seems for no other reason than to hurt Flynn. I don't like it. It doesn't sit well with me, and it does put me off Yuri a lot. Which again is a shame, because I do think and yeah, this is the conversation I thought it was. It just doesn't jive with me. Because I want to be clear. I think they're both right
so
here.
This is the path you've chosen.
Don't make me repeat myself.
I won't. But it seems you don't yet understand the full weight of your choices. As a knight, I cannot overlook your crimes.
Captain, I finally found you!
What is it?
Our barricade of Nordopolica has been completed. Also, it appears that the hunting blades are on the move.
Oh, good. The hunting blades, my favorite.
Sir, we must go to Nordopolica quickly. Captain.
Understood.
Sir.
Yuri? I know you better than anyone alive, Yuri. If you insist on walking down the path of a criminal.
Again, I understand
Repeat!
I'll comment more on that conversation after this cutscene.
Yuri.
So, you heard it all?
I'm sorry.
Are you afraid of me, Estelle? If you are, you can quit right here. Join Flynn and go back to the castle.
I'm not going back.
Hey.
It's true the things you've done are against the law.
Yes.
But I'm confused. It's also true that your actions saved the lives of others.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. Someday I might turn my blade on you.
You'd never do something like that without a reason.
That bugs me, and I will elaborate more.
If you ever end up pointing your sword at me, I'm sure I will have done something to deserve it.
Fuck that.
If you're going to go with Flynn, now's your chance. You seem like he was in a hurry.
No. I'm gonna continue on this journey with you. It's what I want. Traveling with you, I know I'll find the right path for myself, too. So what I'm thinking is... here's to the road ahead.
Thanks.
I fucking hate that conversation because it starts good. Like, okay.
Oh, I haven't sawed logs like that for a good long while.
Yeah, it's called oversleeping.
We're ready to hit the road, so get that sleep out of your eyes.
Hey, old man, your eyes are all droopy.
What? That's not good.
Jeez.
Huh? There are fewer knights than before.
Yeah, Flynn and his crew went back to Nordopolica.
That must mean they were traveling by night.
Was there some emergency they had to deal with?
They wanted to eat some fish, so they went back to Nordopolica.
Oh, come on, Patty. They're not like you.
Maybe they had to take care of the monsters from the Colosseum.
I'll bet Palestrale requested the help of the knights.
We'll have to wait and see.
Hmm?
Well, it's just that Flynn said something about a barricade.
Barricade? What could that mean?
Are they out to arrest Bellius for what happened in the Great War?
I can't imagine that Palestrale would be outmaneuvered that easily by the knight.
I get the feeling this is gonna get messy.
Maybe we should think twice about heading back to Nordopolica for now.
But the new moon's almost here. If we miss this chance, who knows when we might meet Bellius again?
If I can't go to Nordopolica, I can't get on a ship. If I don't get on a ship, I won't be able to find the Maristella or recover my memory.
That's all well and good. I'm just not in a hurry to get tangled up with that armor-wearing bunch.
Me neither.
We'll just have to be careful, like always. No use panicking about it.
Don't forget, I want to take a look at the air crane and Kados.
Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. All right, let's head out.
Okay. So.
Things are bound to improve here in Mantake, now that Flynn's liberated the town.
They did allow the ringleader to escape, though.
Cumore? Flynn will catch him in no time, right, Yuri?
Oh yeah, sure he will.
Is something wrong? He looked troubled.
Estelle's not her usual perky self either.
That's not true. I'm as happy as you all are that Mantake's been freed.
If you say so.
Okay. Again, here's the deal. In the case of Rigaud and Cumore, I do think killing them was technically the right thing to do. Was it the moral thing to do? Probably not. That's why characters like Batman and whatnot do have such a strict no-killing code, because once they basically deem themselves judge, jury, and executioner, that's a very slippery road to fall down. Because at that point, you're basically saying
I'll make this quick.
that no one's opinion matters but your own. So, what's more, I really like the dynamic that Yuri and Flynn had at the start of the game, where Flynn's like, Yuri was like, well, if I break and enter into Rigaud's place, that will give you an excuse to come in and investigate, you know? The problem is, they're now, because of the extent Yuri went, they're now
Your friend is quite talented, considering the ease with which
at
he
odds. odds. Because again, here's the thing.
Flynn? That was
If
nothing
Flynn
for him.
is going to rise
really
up and
well,
be
don't
the
you, Yuri?
leader that
Well,
is
we've
going
hung
to
around
affect
together
the
since we were
changes,
kids.
You don't
he
hang around
needs
together
to
much
stay,
anymore, though.
you know, morally grounded. And I know that morals are set by society and whatnot, and the society is corrupt as fuck. But I can't agree. How do I put this? I don't like how Yuri isn't viewing what he's doing as an unfortunate necessity. He acted again almost giddy and proud of the fact that he,
Are you going to the Wizened of Kados?
you know, he killed these people. Again, they are bad people. But you could argue them being so so over the top evil with no nuance is just bad writing to put us on Yuri's side, you know?
Yes, we are. Why do you ask?
The Imperial Knights have sealed off passage through Kados. It's not just here. They've set up blockades at all of the routes through the mountains.
Blockades? Why would they?
I don't know all the details, but I heard that it has something to do with some danger in Nordopolica.
What should we do? We need to get to Nordopolica before the new moon.
I wish I could help, but they wouldn't even let me through, and I have a travel permit.
Are you a member of the Fortunes Market?
Yes.
How'd you get your permit?
The Empire issues travel permits to Fortune's Market so that its members can travel wherever they want. At least, that's how it's supposed to be.
Right. But the Imperial Knights wouldn't let me go any further. I'm going back to Mantake, since there's no way to get around them.
Should we go back to Mantake and chill out too?
What are we gonna do?
Do you think Flynn ordered the blockades?
I couldn't say. Either way, we can't afford to be stuck here for much longer.
Yes, it'll be a lot of trouble if we miss the new moon.
But I don't think they'd let us through, even if we asked nicely.
Well, to be honest, we can go take a look and think about how to get in. The hard part will only come once we've gotten inside.
What do you mean once we've gotten inside?
They set up blockades to make it hard to get out of the mountains. Getting inside shouldn't be nearly as tough. I think that much is safe to assume.
Well then, should we go back to Mantake to do some final preparations?
No, we're fine. Let's go like we are.
But Estelle showing up at the end to be like, no, you would never harm me unless you had a good reason. I'm like, that's pushing it a bit
Flynn
to me.
Brigade.
To justify, I'm like, oh no, Yuri, you're too morally, or not Flynn, Yuri, you're too morally a good person, even though he's doing all these
That's the blockade?
morally
Yeah,
irreprehensible
looks like it was Flynn's
things.
brigade's doing after all. But what are those monsters doing here?
Perhaps they've been tamed by the knights?
This brigade is reminding me of Flynn less and less. What the hell is Flynn doing with his knights anyway?
Hardcore tactics like this, there ain't any doubt in my mind this has something to do with the talk of Bellius engineering the Great War.
So how do we get past this checkpoint?
Huh? Seriously? Let's do that. And then?
What could they be talking about?
Old man, do you mind keeping it down?
Sorry. Now that sounds like fun. about this? What the hell?
Stop it! Settle down!
Let's go now.
Hey, don't leave this old man behind.
Because, like, again, just to compare it to Tales of Berseria, that's another game where you play as a character who is arguably, well, not arguably, who does very morally questionable and just outright morally wrong things. And it's not hand-waved. Like, Velvet very much has to pay for her crimes at some point. Yuri really never does, and it just is frustrating.
What are you saying? That was all thanks to Patty. Humans work a lot harder when they get rewarded, don't they?
Rewarded? What are you talking about?
That's our little secret. It's just between us, right, Patty?
That's creepy.
So annoying.
It's our little secret.
What is that nonsense?
It's probably some useless promise of theirs. Anyway, let's keep moving.
Given that,
Only the Empire has enough power to cut off all the ways in and out of a whole town.
Well, the Guild's power is totally different. The Union would never try something like this.
It's the Empire's style. Crush problems with everything they've got. What are they after? Who do they think they are, sealing off all the roads like this?
I think the answer to that lies in Nordopolica. We should hurry before we're caught.
oh, I missed that first time through. But yeah, basically, despite this game setting up an interesting moral dilemma between Flynn and Yuri, it just kind of backpedals into being like, oh, well, Yuri is in the right because he only goes after people who deserve it. Which, yes, that is technically true. But it's also like Flynn is also not wrong, being like, Yuri, you're literally murdering people. Like, regardless of whether or not they deserved it, it's still murder. But it's framed like Flynn is the one in the wrong for trying to uphold the laws, which, again, he has to do as a knight. Because...
So what was that deal you were talking about?
A deal? What sort of deal? With who?
Because, like, even if Yuri was to go through and then murder every single aristocrat, that's not going to in and of itself fix the system. It's just going to create a power vacuum.
She forgot.
But
so it's a secret, is it?
You need someone, you know, who's ready to, who can step in and actually make things better, which is what Flynn is working to do. Again, what I liked about this game at the start is I liked this idea that Yuri was going to do the morally questionable stuff to allow Flynn to fix things legitimately.
Not as young as you used to be.
But again, at first it started with, you know, hey, you're not legally allowed to enter a place. And even if you tried to insist, the bad guy would just cover everything up before you got there. Okay, I will break in and cause a ruckus so the knights have a legit reason to show up and assist. And now you can catch them red-handed. And like I said, I don't actually technically object to killing Humor and Rago. Like, if the system is that corrupt, again, especially right now, quite frankly, we could use something like that in America right now. But at the end of the day, either A, Yuri needs to have some sense of self-awareness, which he doesn't seem to have or is just unwilling to acknowledge, for me to still be on his side or whatever, or... where'd it go? But yeah, just he needs some sense of acknowledgement that, or the game needs to at least acknowledge this is not outright a good
Looks
thing.
like they aren't following us.
That was pretty fun.
Hey, this is no game. Seriously.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Combining Patty's brain with my technique.
2 heads are better than 1.
Yeah, but
And then yeah, just that bit there at the end with Estelle basically saying, it's okay, I know for a fact that you're always going to be right no matter what you do if you choose to kill somebody.
What kind of person is Flynn?
He's Yuri's friend. I've heard they've known each other since they were children.
Sometimes orders coming down from the top don't make sense. The meaning can get lost going down the chain of command. When a brigade gets big and famous enough, things can start to get out of hand.
You certainly know a lot about these things. Makes sense for someone in Altosk.
Things can end up like that no matter what the organization.
What worries me is how much of a hand Flynn had in all this.
Because again, if Flynn wants to rise in command, he's gonna have to go along with orders to a certain extent, even if he doesn't fully understand them. Because there's a difference between going against an order you don't understand and going along with an order you know full well is morally wrong. Because again, at this point, yeah, it's kind of questionable why they're cutting off, you know, Palestrale, but we don't actually, or no, to Polica. Palestrale is the guild, but we don't actually know yet if Bellius is evil or not. So if we don't know, Flynn's not going to know either.
That's right. But we should be on our guard.
Now, the game does frame this as, okay, Flynn, you fucked up. And honestly, I actually am glad they do that. It's just the self-righteousness that Yuri has towards Flynn about what happens here is stupid, especially when it's like, Yuri, you literally murdered 2 people.
Even though I find it hard to believe that they've conquered Nordopolica by force.
Yeah, I think the Palestrale would have a problem with that.
Sorry, Rita. You won't get much time to investigate the Air Krene.
Ugh, oh well. I don't have much choice. It'd be bad if they caught up to us.
Exactly. Come on, let's get going.
Yuri sure is enthusiastic.
He won't say it, but I reckon he's just worried about his friend.
Do Flynn and Yuri really have that strong of a bond?
Well, you could call it strong, I guess. Maybe. What? Are you jealous?
I'll have to hold a strategic meeting to stop Yuri from being snatched away from me.
Patty, Yuri's not interested. You're a little girl. He's an adult.
Soon enough.
It's creepy. And yes, I know. I think she's like 10 and Yuri's 19. And I know people who've married with a bigger age gap than that. But here's the thing: the people in those relationships were illegal consenting adults. You are not, Patty. Yes, I know it's a little girl having, you know, it's normal for younger people to have crushes on older people they think are cute. I don't know, I just find Patty so annoying that I don't care.
I'm just getting started.
Sure you are.
You'll be gone soon enough.
Wow, I'm fighting the actual native monsters in here again? I just figured everything would be replaced by the knights or whatever.
Hey, come on!
Yay!
All right! How about a hug?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel good.
Happiness is like something.
Try not to take too long, okay?
Sure. It's completely inactive now, and it was overflowing so much before. Is that how the air was controlled? How could a monster do something like that?
Is that air Krene safe now?
We'll be in trouble if air shoots out of it like before.
It doesn't look like you have to worry about that.
So why'd the air suddenly shoot out before?
That's what's puzzling me.
Maybe it was just a natural phenomenon?
The probability of that is low at best. If that was the case, it should be emitting air at regular intervals.
If air were emitted that frequently, it'd have an effect on the environment.
Like how the plants grew so unnaturally in Cave Mock.
Looks pretty normal around here to me.
So perhaps something else interfered with the air, Krene, and caused it to discharge air? What could do that? Only a formula or blastia could affect air like that.
Damn, that would be our fan club. Seems like these knights are just as dedicated as the captain himself. Rita, let's go. Are you done looking at the air, Krene?
Just let me think a little more.
If you just need time to think, you'll have plenty of time once we've gotten out of here.
All right. If the air Krene was disturbed by...
Did you figure anything out?
It's still too early to say. I've got some leads, but it's nothing I can be sure of yet.
Well, make sure and let us know when you've nailed it down.
I will.
All right, let's head out.
And it'll probably involve you.
Excuse me. Violence.
Hold still. I'll make this quick.
Hold still so I can shoot ya.
Watch out! Flickering blaze, burn! I found your weak spot!
Alright, who's next? I'm just getting started.
Take cover.
Oh, great. It's you guys.
Guess it's only natural they're guarding this end, too.
Patty, do you have any ideas for getting through?
Sorry, 1 second. My stomach is growling really badly. Grab something to munch on.
Raven, can you do something like you did before?
Best not to press your luck when the knights are taking their work so seriously.
They don't look that serious from here.
I say, woe is me!
How has our illustrious Schwann Brigade ever been reduced to playing backup for Flynn?
Enough complaining. If you don't like it, we better produce some results.
I mean, he's technically correct.
There they are! Capture them!
They found us!
What is this?
You three, don't let him escape!
If it isn't Mr. Yuri Lowell!
Hey, LeBlanc. It's been a while.
And Your Highness!
What are we gonna do?
Oh well. Here goes nothing.
Wait!
Attention!
Yes, sir!
Not sure what's going on, but now's our chance.
Huh? Whoa!
Raven, what did you do?
It's nothing. Enough standing around. They'll catch up in no time if we don't get moving.
Gee, I wonder what that was about.
Can't miss this chance.
Yeah, let's head for Nordopolica, quick.
Yeah, because that wasn't suspicious at all. I will.
Not as many knights as I'd have guessed.
Yeah, security looks normal even with all the commotion after the tournament.
It did sound like they had their hands full with the monsters that managed to escape.
Yeah, but it's too quiet. Especially compared to the checkpoints back at Kados. I think Raven's got it right. The knights are up to something, and I don't like it.
But it looks like we can stay in town as long as we don't stand out.
So we'll meet with Bellius on the evening of the new moon, which happens to be tonight.
Bum, bum, bum.
Let's stop by the inn to freshen up and then go see about meeting her. I'm finally gonna be able to get rid of the Don's letter.
Patty, what are you doing hiding over there?
Don't you remember? A lot of things happened the last time she was here. Come on out. It'll be okay.
Is it alright for me to be with you guys for just a little longer?
Huh? Sure. We don't mind.
Right. But it'd probably be best if we stuck together until we left town.
I have a feeling that even if we parted ways here, we'd still end up meeting again real soon.
Yeah, it's called bad writing.
So basically, there's no difference between us being together or not.
Also true.
I really don't get that logic.
I'm sure you're all heading in the direction of the Maristella.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
In other words,
you want to come with us, right?
rather than traveling by myself, traveling with you guys is more profitable.
If you want to come, then come.
That's the spirit.
I wonder if Flynn's already here somewhere.
Do you think?
When we finish up all our business here.
When you do, take me with you.
Take me with you. That way we can have a Devil's Three-Way with Flynn. Wait, were you here before? Alright, let's swing by the shop.
Is everyone ready to go?
Sure.
You're shaking, Carol.
Confronting the big cheese of a major guild about his involvement with the Great War is pretty intimidating.
Come on, he's a normal person, just like us. There's nothing to be afraid of.
She. We already know Bellius is a she.
What?
Carol, you just don't know when to give up, do you?
My, Patty, you've got nerves of steel.
You're sure the brave one, Missy. I'm impressed.
I'm just doing my best to be strong.
You don't have to come if you don't want to, Estelle.
I can't back down anymore. I don't want to. I want to know about myself. About who I really am.
Sounds like you're ready to go.
So then, let's go see Bellius.
Just my imagination?
Here come the fuckboy patrol. Christ, I hate the hunting blades so much. Okay. Sorry, I realized I should have saved before going to bed.
We've come to meet with Bellius.
You're... Oh, weren't you the emissary sent by Don Whitehorse?
Yep, it's a bit urgent, so if you wouldn't mind letting me through.
You may enter. However, I must ask the rest of you to withdraw.
What? But why? Are you trying to say we can't be trusted or something?
I'm afraid that is what it amounts to.
But you can trust that we'll be even more tight-lipped than a giant clam. For sure.
Let them pass.
Duce, but
I have spoken.
Now that's more like it.
Yes, Duce. I ask only that you not speak of anything you see here to anyone.
Not speak of what we see? Why not?
This is one of Palestrale's guild laws.
Okay then, we promise.
Our leader, Bellius, is waiting just ahead.
Okay, I can't say I really like it because the hunting blades make things worse, but I do really like... Yeah, you'll see. You'll see. This is one of the more interesting plot twists in a Tales game, in my opinion.
Hey! What's going on?
Everybody still here?
Yes.
A monster!
And here I had secret hopes we'd get a gourmet meal out of this. Wasn't expecting a trap.
This isn't a trap. She is...
Bellius?
The very same. I am Bellius, Duce of Nordopolica, and founder of Palestrale.
Didn't see this coming.
So you can speak our language as well.
You encountered Pharo some time ago, did you not?
So, something that just makes me really amused about Bellius, and this is... I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm 90% sure Bellius's voice actor is the same woman who voiced Izzy from the first season of Digimon, because I can kind of hear Izzy's voice, so it just kind of makes me giggle. Again, I could be wrong, but that's just what it sounds like.
I would not think, then, that our ability to use your tongue should come as a surprise.
So you're an Antilocheia too?
That is so.
Then the ancient race that built this city was...
My brethren and I.
If this city was built hundreds and hundreds of years ago, that would mean...
Indeed. We have governed this city for ages.
Wow! That's amazing!
Good old Don. How nice of him to keep me in the dark on this.
And who might you be?
A humble servant of Don Whitehorse. I've got a letter for you from him. I've known that old badger too long to be surprised by who he knows. But just how are you connected?
I am indebted to him for his assistance during the Great War.
The Great War? So the rumors that you were one of the masterminds behind it are true?
Well, I did participate in the war. However, I never exceeded that which my duty as an Intellicheia required. I was not a mastermind of anything.
The Great War was fought against the Intellicheia.
At any rate, my acquaintance with the Dawn dates from those times. I have long lamented that a man of his talent was not born instead as one of my race.
That's the first I've heard the old man had anything to do with the Great War.
It is a subject he takes little pleasure in discussing. The Don has requested my mediation in the current trouble with Pharo. It would seem that even a man of his strength cannot stand against my brother's assault upon his city. Such a request cannot lightly be brushed aside. I shall offer my assistance for the time being.
Glad to see you're so reasonable.
So some of you tear down cities and some of you run guilds. You Antilake are definitely interesting.
The same might be said of you humans, I would imagine.
Very true.
Aye, that be true.
Now then, this letter is not the sole reason for your visit, is it, Child of the Full Moon?
You know about Estelle?
We in Telekea can sense the Child of the Full Moon.
My name is Estelise. I have to know, what exactly is the Child of the Full Moon? Pharo called me an insipid poison, but what does that mean?
I know not whether your fate may be swayed by such knowledge, but...
Bellius, listen.
Judith?
Is there something of which I should be aware?
Pharo is...
Of course,
What
right
the
as we're
hell's
about
all
to get
that racket?
answers. I fucking hate hunting blades.
At last, we found you, Antilakea, leader of monsters, origin of evil.
Fuck you guys.
Tyson! Boss!
Well, if it isn't Carol and friends, you've got some twisted tastes hanging out with freaks like this.
You're a piece of shit.
Keeping monsters to use in your coliseum? You're an enemy of humanity, and now you die.
You're pretty barbaric for a friend of Carol's.
Who the hell is this little brat?
Unfortunately, I don't give my name to rapscallions.
As if I really care.
Where's Nan?
Curious, huh? She should be leading the raid on the remaining monsters in the Coliseum about now. We hunting blades give no quarter to any who would obstruct the justice we mete out, humans or no.
You guys fucking suck. Like, again, they're meant to kind of be like an extreme reflection on Yuri's story in a sense. I mean, I'd argue a lot of the things in the game are meant to be examples of what happens if you assign your personal justice as an absolute justice over anyone else's. And again, especially nowadays, this is a very relevant story, but it's more frustrating than insightful, I feel.
If you won't attack, then I'll make the first move, beast.
It seems these men will not be stayed, lest I take arms against them. It is asking much of you, but please help Nats.
What about you?
I am not to be outdone by mere humans.
Gotcha. Let's get out of here.
Good luck.
Who do they think they are? What a bunch of total clods.
I agree.
I thought the Knights were the ones who had business in Nordopolica.
I never would have guessed we'd end up running into the hunting blades.
What are they all doing here?
Don't know exactly, but you can be sure it's got to do with Bellius.
Could it be that the Knights, Flynn, came because of Bellius as well?
We'll have to ask the Duce. For now, though, we gotta see if we can get things under control.
I hate the hunting blades so much. Like,
This looks easy.
I find them more frustrating than even Leviathan's Claw, because yeah, Leviathan's Claw are bad guys, but they're just your standard bad guys, you know? They're not preaching about their justice or whatever. So they're definitely more cartoon villains, whereas this type of self-important entitlement, it's too real, you know? Like I said, I remember one of my first complaints about, like one of my initial complaints about this game when I played it years and years and years ago was that the people that Yuri was killing were too cartoonishly evil just for the sole purpose of being like, no, 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 he's justified. But again, now I'm like, you know what? They're not too cartoonishly evil because...
I feel like an easy win. Don't get cocky.
Again, especially what's going on in America right now, but just because I don't think they're unrealistic doesn't mean I don't necessarily feel that the writing is still kind of contrived. Just to paint Yuri in this light of being morally okay for, you know, murdering and whatnot, you know? Because honestly, what Yuri should have brought up in that conversation with Flynn is when he's like, murder's wrong, it's like, we need to change it from the inside. And he's like, and what's going to happen if there's always someone corrupt blocking you from changing it from the inside?
Hey, come on!
Again, it should have been made about, it's like, Flynn, you're the one who can change things from the inside. But there are some obstacles that just have to be knocked out of the way, otherwise... Because again, if you remember, right before Rigaud died, he basically swore he would do everything in his power to destroy Flynn. So it's very likely that had Yuri not done what he did, Flynn would not have been able to step in and save the desert town. So I already forgot what it's called. Again, I do like, as much as I don't like Estelle's validation of Yuri's action, she does at the very least point out, it's like, I don't know what to feel, because what you're doing is wrong, but you saved so many lives in doing it. I'm like, okay.
I'm just getting started.
At the very least, that bit is the moral gray that this game should be relishing in. It's just, it doesn't do a good job of presenting it as the morally gray area it should be.
You alright? Nats has gone to defend the Colosseum from the hunting blades. Please, you gotta help him.
Wait, If only we'd come sooner.
This is not the time for regrets.
We've got to go help that Nats guy.
Yeah, which means going up.
The Colosseum is now under the authority of the hunting blades. Withdraw immediately.
Nan, you've got to stop!
Carol, what are you doing here?
You know that fights between guilds are strictly forbidden by the Union.
What are you talking about? This job was commissioned to us directly by the Union itself.
What? I didn't remember that.
Harry, what are you doing here?
Hey, isn't that someone from the Union we met in Dongrest?
That's the Don's grandson, Harry.
The Don's grandson?
Just what in blazes is going on here, son?
You're under the same orders from the Don yourself, right? To locate Apathea?
Sure, but what does that have to do with all the commotion here?
Judith! What's the matter?
There!
Nats!
Come on! Damn it! I wasn't done with them!
Wait! I thought I ordered you to withdraw!
I thought I did.
Raven is with them, and he's an ally. Let them be.
Nan!
Aw, down to your last friend? Why not play with us for a while?
More of Bellius's minions, huh?
We're brave Vesperia!
I don't care how brave you are. Death to those who side with the monsters!
Don't get sloppy!
these guys are just going crazy.
Putting it mildly.
Looks like we got here in time.
You must be a healer. You've saved me.
Yeah, also, do you know that this guy is blue?
I wonder if Belius is okay.
Speaking of...
Duce!
Gnats, you are unhurt. You would yet challenge me, humans?
Your kind is the root of all evil.
Root of evil? Belius? You got it all wrong. Just look.
All monsters serve evil. They must be hunted down. It is up to us. To the hunting blades.
These idiots have got rocks for brains.
You monsters are all alike.
Judy!
Yeah, kick his ass, Judy. Fuck.
Duce!
I'll heal you.
You mustn't. Your power is...
No. What can this mean? She reacted to Estelle's formula? But this is...
What's going on?
I was too late. What have I done?
If this keeps up, it'll bring down the Colosseum.
Duce Belius! Please control yourself! Duce!
We have no choice but to try and stop her with force.
But we're dead if we hold anything back against someone like this.
I can't believe this!
But it doesn't look like we have a choice.
Belius.
Estelle, wake up!
Right.
Here she comes!
So yeah, if it wasn't clear, Estelle used her power on Belius, and Belius went insane. So that is important to bear in mind, in my humble opinion, because it does prove definitively that
What is my power?
that Estelle's powers are, in some circumstances, legitimately a bad thing.
You gotta be kidding. I can't believe we gotta put her down.
I won't hold back. That's the only way, right?
Sin of this modest land. Stop us! Grant them thy undefiled purity. Splash! I'm using this.
Okay. This is the reason why I made absolute certain that I had Destruction Field as part of my wheelhouse, for lack of a better word. Because you need an art with fire in order to relight these.
My power is gone! Strike! Now! Run!
Flickering blaze, burn! Fireball!
Okay, Estelle, you're allowed to use orange gel for yourself, like one of the people. Oh. How did I switch to... How did did I... How did I change characters mid-fight? The fuck? I was freaking looking down. I don't know how I did this. Hold on, I gotta fix. Oh, there we go. But yeah, you just press. I just pressed start. While in the item screen, that's all it takes. So that does kind of explain.
Is it over?
It's my fault.
I mean, yes, that is true. It is technically your fault. Let's not sugarcoat it, per se. But you didn't know.
It's over!
Duce, no!
What now?
I never thought this would happen.
I'm sorry.
Worry not. You were thinking only of saving me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just...
Power corrupts, but you are different. Never lose that kindness, the compassion you so readily show to others. Now, go to Pharo, if you would learn of your destiny.
To Pharo?
There is much I owe you. Do not harbor a grudge toward these people.
Duce! No!
Wait! No, I beg you, don't go!
Bellius, farewell.
Is this the same as what was in the case from the ghost ship?
Anapathea!
What does that mean?
Convey my soul, this cyano seal, to my ally, Don Whitehorse.
So, this must have been what Harry meant.
Humans, we'll be taking that stone.
Is this what you guys were after? Hope you don't think we'll just let it go.
Then, we'll just have to pound on you until you do.
That's enough! Everyone throw down your weapons!
Damn, look who's here.
You. Take anyone still standing in the Colosseum into custody.
We're gonna wind up in chains if we don't blow this scene.
But we haven't done anything to warrant being arrested.
I don't think they'd have any trouble cooking up a reason to put us behind bars.
You're right. Escape is our best option.
I've secured an escape. Hurry!
Okay, we're getting out of here for now.
No, I don't want to go anywhere. My power, it really is a poison. I thought I could help her, but I only brought about her death. I couldn't save her. What are you doing?
There, you saved me, didn't you?
What? But
Let's move.
Okay.
I do actually kind of like that bit right there.
Wait.
Bellius, how could something like this happen?
There was still so much we needed to ask.
Think of all the knowledge that only an Entelakea would have.
Not to mention her perspective as the Duce Palestrale. Why couldn't we have met her sooner?
Yuri.
Is the save station here again, or?
This place is swarming with knights.
We've no choice but to go out through the harbor then.
But what if the harbor's blockaded too?
Well, the Wiesent of Kados is blocked off. If we have to get out of here, I'd say breaking out through the harbor is our best bet.
Escaping by sea might be better, yes!
Exactly. Sorry, Patty, but can I ask you to pilot the ship?
Aye, aye. Leave it to me. Time to show you what I can do. I hope
This
it's
is
actually got a
what
new
it-
Sarah's
this is what we
Blastia, though.
Perfect. Then I'll handle the Blastia. Hey, where's the old man?
You don't need to worry about him. He'll turn up soon enough.
Right. He's the sort of guy who shows up as soon as you start to feel relieved he's gone.
Yuri Lowell, this is the end of the line.
Lady Estellise, you must return with us. Captain Flynn is worried about you.
But
Estelle's not going back with you.
All right, let's hurry to the harbor.
Flynn.
Looks like we can't put one over on this guy.
Return Lady Estellise and the stone.
Flynn, what do you want with the Apatheia?
So the Knights are trying to get a hold of this thing too.
That's why the hunting blades were here.
It's like what that guy in Normgan said. The Apatheia brings only chaos to humanity, so it's true.
Hand it over.
Whoa, is he serious?
Yeah, this is one of the few moments where I can definitively say Flynn's in the wrong here.
Just what the hell are you doing? Using the military to get control of the city? That's taking things a bit far. Maybe you're carrying out your duty. You can't just go around doing everything by force.
Okay, but now you're being fucking hypocritical, Yuri.
Captain, awaiting orders.
I thought you were with the Knights to change things like that. I don't know why I'm the one who has to be saying this stuff. You know it full well yourself. Cat got your tongue? I mean, how's this any different from what I've come to expect from the Empire? Are you gonna follow Rago and Kumor's examples?
If I did, would you just kill me as well? Would you do away with me like you did Rago and Kumor?
Huh? What is he?
If you go and become a villain, you won't be giving me much choice.
Yuri?
You mind saving this charming little squabble for another time? We're sort of in a hurry, right? Come on!
Captain!
What was Flynn saying about Yuri and Rago?
Save it! You men, raise the anchor!
I think you meant to say Kumor and Rago.
Raise the anchor.
Raven, where did you come?
Don't suppose it'd be too much trouble to take one more with us.
Hey, that's the guy.
Full speed ahead!
What's happening?
Judy?
Where's this power coming from? Is it the Ceres Blastia?
Yeah! We broke through!
The rudder handling's perfect.
What's the deal with this formula? I've never seen anything like it.
What?
What are you doing? No! Stop! Why would you...
This is the path I have chosen.
Yeah, okay, that noise was
Dragon
what
freak.
that Baul made, not Pharo.
Judy, wait!
Goodbye.
Judith? Why? Why?
Our genius mage has given the Ceres Blastia her undivided attention. Sounds like the core on the new Blastia is pretty much totaled.
It's a good thing we had that merchant lady change the Ceres Blastia for us.
That's Kaufman for you. She always goes above and beyond in keeping her word.
So luckily we still have the old Blastia around. Either way, looks like we'll be drifting out here for now.
Looks that way.
I'm worried about the ship's heading. I'll go check it out.
What are Carol and Estelle up to?
They're a bit down in the dumps. Why don't you go check in on them?
You'd probably be better at cheering them up, old man.
You know I'm not cut out for that stuff.
Guess I've had a hand in dampening the mood around here too. Might as well see how they're doing. I knew Judy's secret would get out someday, but not like this. A little heads up would have been nice. I don't know what to think about anything anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I'm afraid that is where I'm going to have to call the stream today. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to be... If I want to do one more edgelord stream this weekend. Whether it's tomorrow morning like usual or some other time, I'm not sure. It's just going to kind of depend on what Abby is up for. But, yeah, thank you for joining me, we're officially past the point of the game where I have nice things to say and where you've just dived headfirst into why I hate this game. So, I'm not sure when, but I'll see you then. Bye-bye.